He became a joke by inheriting a ditched car. Upon restoration, he learned its value. George Campbell was a proud farmer who became wealthy through hard work, not inheritance. George turned the land into a thriving farm, generating jobs and family significance. The farm's produce reached all corners of the country, but George's kindness and enthusiasm never changed. Among his sons, he held a special fondness for Matt. Despite the brothers' jealousy, Matt's close bond with George fueled his interest in the farm's stories and operations. Driving around the property, Matt cherished talks with his father, motivating his desire to learn the business. Unlike his brothers, Matt went to college to learn more about the family business. As the years went by, George Campbell felt weaker and more tired. Until the farmer became seriously ill one day, an illness that lasted nearly a month. He had to recognize that he was now an elderly farmer with concerns about the farm's future. So he asked his lawyer, Louis Rawlings, to draft a will for him. Cal, the eldest son, would receive the farm, complete with livestock and farmland, to spare them his struggles. Tony, the middle son, would receive hundreds of acres of already cultivated land, farm equipment, his parents' house, and a tiny gas station at the town's entrance. However, Louis Rawlings became concerned when he learned that Matt, the youngest, would receive nothing. But he was mistaken. He left him an old, broken car with sentimental value. The vehicle was in poor condition. Matt, the youngest son, was skilled with automobiles and enjoyed driving. The father believed Matt could solve things, but this may lead to family disputes. 5 years later, the Campbells experienced 2 devastating losses. The first was their mother's demise. Only 1 year later, it was George's turn to leave this world. A week after the burial of the patriarch, Cal, Tony, and Matt gathered with their family lawyer, Louis Rawlings, for a significant meeting. Louis read aloud the signed wills of both parents. Cal and Tony, the older sons, were eager to receive their part of the riches and land. But when it was Matt's turn, he felt nervous and out of place. The will astounded even Cal and Tony. Matt felt unfairly treated after being hurt and witnessing his brother's delight. While the elder siblings planned celebrations, Matt received the mocking silently, considering his father's choice. Matt examined the car after the meeting to gain insight into his father's decision. He tried repeatedly to start the engine. Tony appeared, reminding Matt that as the heir to the house, he should leave with the old car. Matt packed and booked a cab to a nearby town's budget hotel, where he arranged for a tow truck for the jalopy. As he was leaving the edge of the farm, he noticed the family lawyer's car entering the estate. The car stopped, and Matt asked the taxi driver also to pull over. The lawyer approached him and surprised him by handing him an envelope containing $50,000 to repair the car. Matt put it down, thanked Louis, and walked away. He opened the envelope later in his hotel room. Along with the money, he discovered a handwritten note in his father's handwriting, which caught his interest. His father instructed him to restore the old automobile and sell it at a Dallas auto show. For days, Matt debated whether to spend his money on this endeavor. He opted to assess his options, living modestly until graduation. He visited a city bank, discussing the wise investment of his $50,000 for college. Matt, on the edge of falling asleep, decided to take a chance and respect his father's wishes. Despite his brothers Cal and Tony's advice, he spent months rebuilding the old car, removing and repairing its parts. As he worked, doubts crept in, but he was determined to finish. One day, the engine roared to life. It was a beauty, though the noise reminded him of his father. He headed to the auto show in Dallas, as instructed. Upon arriving in Dallas, he discovered an exhibition consisting of vintage and one-of-a-kind vehicles. Sadly, offers for his car were only $10,000, a fraction of his restoration costs. At the venue, Matt's car caught the attention immediately. Wealthy collectors admired it, calling it an American thoroughbred and a historical gem. The highlight was the car auction. The auction of the automobile was the main event. Bids began at $100,000 and climbed to over $500,000. When the auction hit $1 million, Matt was astonished at his car's hidden value. The winning bid was a whopping $2.8 million. Although other cars sold for more, it was far more than he expected.
Subscribe for more content like this. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you can be updated right away for new uploads.